Okay. So let me share my screen and give you a little reminder. So again, if you turn your camera on so you get full credit for today, that would be great. We talked about this picture. Easton, what do you remember about this picture? Beside it looked like a piece of Spam. Do you remember?
Um, I will remember in a minute and a half.
Okay. Tyler, you remember? No, Malia?
Something like with how there's conflict between the two.
Okay. Conflict between two. Good. Okay, Ella, what do you think?
And how like the brick is like a strong, like bold leader, and then the velvet is more like someone who's more compassionate.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of the contrast between as a leader and dealing with conflict, like you're talking about. That's a good word for this, is that you're tough but tender. So if you remember this, let me read it to you. Or let me have somebody else read it. Faith, will you read that for us?
Good leaders possesses both strength and sensitivity. They are tough and tender, and they're soft on the outside, but firm as a brick on the inside. Because they are emotionally secure, they are able to handle confrontation and conflict in a healthy way.
Yeah, perfect. Good leaders possess both. So like Ella was talking about a strong leader, a tender leader. The idea is like, can you be both? And we talked about a little compare and contrast. Just as a reminder, the brick, you want to do the right thing. You're a stickler for results. You're professional. You know what you want to do, and you have your values, and which are really important. But you care about the person you're in conflict with. So I gave you these little points. Hold on a minute. All right. I gave you these points about how to do confrontation, and I'm sure you guys went home and memorized each one. But it's something I want you to think about. Like, my hope for you at the end of this year is you will care about serving other people, and then you'll also have like a tool bag of skills in leadership and your own philosophy of leadership, of what's important for you personally, that you would take away and take into your life and take into your ministry, take into the job that you have. So confrontation is so important to understand how to do and do it well. And all of us, we're going to figure out in a minute, have different ways we do that. But I gave you these different things that we talked about. Like, the first one is so important. Wait until your anger subsides. So we did all that. And I talked about these other 5, ending with affirming your love and respect for them. So you might want to look those over for our activity that we're going to do tomorrow as a class. But what I had you do is talk about yourself in your journal. So it was the idea of, what kind of person are you? How do you handle conflict? Are you a shark? Are you a fox, a turtle, a teddy bear, and an owl? And yesterday in my 6th grade class, they all called me out. They said, Mr. Gallagher, we want to know what you are. And I'm like, well, I don't really want to tell you. And they all said, no, you're a teddy bear, aren't you? And I'm like, I guessed it. Because I think my whole life, like, I will make peace however I can. I don't mind losing so you can win. I mean, it was just kind of pathetic oftentimes with my own conflict, because I didn't, like, when I was having a fight with Ella, I did not want to make her feel bad. So I would just cave, which is not helpful to Ella at all. But I would kind of live my life that way. And so I've tried to move from being a teddy bear. But that's why the worst thing, honestly, you guys, for me teaching last year for my first time, actually in the classroom, I didn't know what to do with cell phones in the classroom, because I had a lot of students who love to use their cell phones, like when I was teaching or whatever, and they'd be talking to each other. And like, I don't want to yell at them because I want to be nice, but I had to kind of learn how to, like, okay, knock it off. Well, this year when everybody's at home and doing whatever, it doesn't matter, like, everybody's on their phones or on their computers, and you guys may be doing your other assignments or playing video games, but I just don't really care as much anymore because it's really got up to us, to learn together. So I don't know. All of you have your style, so I want to know. I'm going to ask all of you, what do you think you are? Are you so here we go. So everybody get ready to unmute. I'm going to ask you all, tell me what kind of person you are and why. Let me start with the people at home. Brooke, Jack, Tevin, William, and Sia. You guys are on my screen in order. So Brooke, you start us, then we'll go to Jack, Tevin, William, Sia. Go.
Okay, so I feel like I'm a.
Wait, hold
I
on.
don't want to.
Jeez. No, it's okay.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. No. Brooke, are you muted in some way? Is it me?
Unmuted.
Okay. I can't hear you. Here, Jack, will you talk? Jack, you're for sure muted. I see it right there.
Can you hear me?
Okay, hold on. There's something wrong. What is wrong?
Maybe you have to.
Why would I not be able to hear them?
You have to maybe turn off the,
turn
the
on
sound
volume.
bar. Or whatever.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Maybe they couldn't hear me this whole time and they were like purposely. All right, Brooke, try again for me.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Thank you. Thanks.
Okay. So I said I was a fox because I feel like I don't want to lose everything, but it's like I also feel bad just like bring everyone and taking all like the control or like whatever I want to gain. And so I feel like I like to compromise and I like everyone to like at least walk away gaining. But I feel like that's why I chose fox.
Okay. Good. Okay, Jack and Tevin and William and Sia.
Yeah, I said that I was like a shark with a little bit of a fox because so I always have to have like part of my way, but I'll try to compromise.
Yeah. Does it, Jack, let me ask you, is it different depending on who you're talking to? You think you act differently?
I mean, yeah, of course. Like,
You do. So conflict with your parents might look different than conflict with your friends or.
yeah.
Okay. All right, William, Sia, Winston, Maggie. Are you eating? Yeah, I'll come back to you. Okay, let me go to Sia and Winston and Maggie.
I would say like maybe I'm a mix between turtle and a fox because I guess it's my family. I don't like to be in conflict and I just kind of ignore it until maybe it goes away. But I think like in school or with my friends, I like to compromise.
Okay. Yeah, you do like to compromise. Yeah, absolutely. I think it is different. All right, Winston and Maggie, then Joshua and Katerina.
Yeah, I think I'm like a fox because whenever there's like a conflict, I try to find some way to give like each side a little bit of what they want. So that's why.
Okay. All right. So you're there compromising. All right, Maggie and then Joshua and Katerina and Sally.
I think I'm definitely a shark when it comes to like true conflict. Because I think it is like very hard to change my like values or vision or something I know that is right or wrong. But I think it also depends on like who I'm arguing with. Um, if I'm like arguing with my little sister, then I'm probably a teddy bear. But anybody else, I'm probably like a shark.
Nice. I think that's really good. I think you guys are all thinking about like how you do conflict with different people. And maybe there's some different ways you might think about that with those different people. Maybe you need to change your style a little bit. Joshua, Katerina, and then Sally, and then Raj.
I'm definitely like a teddy bear because I'm really okay with compromise and stuff. But like at the same time, I become really resigned with conflicts and I just give in really easily, and I don't care as much as other people would. So, yeah.
Do you think too it depends on who you're talking to?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Katerina, what about you? And then Sally, and then Raj.
So I'd say mentally I'm a shark at home, but like I don't think that'd go over well. So it's like turtle externally, shark mentally. But with friends, it's more fox, I guess.
That's good. Do all of you like? Let me ask you guys in this room. Do you guys like conflict?
Yes.
You like conflict? Yes. No. 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 See, nobody. Is there anybody who likes conflict?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Besides Easton, why do you like conflict?
Because it's fun.
You like to get into the argument.
I like to piss people off.
Yeah. Are you like that in your family and at school, just wherever?
Yeah.
Face shaking her head. Yes. That's so funny. Do you feel like you said, how do you, what, so would you say you're what, a shark?
Yeah.
You are. And so you have to win the argument. Or the
win the argument. So.
You do.
Okay.
Yeah. That's funny. That's good. I'm sure your coaches love you.
Oh, I'm the most loved person alive.
All right. That was decent. Okay. What about Sally and Raj?
I'm like a mix between a fox and a turtle, because for my friends I would be like a fox because I would compromise and like everyone would like get something and lose something, of course. And like for my family I would be a turtle because I don't want to like argue with any one of them.
Yeah, that's right. That's good. All right, Raj, what about you? And then James.
I said that I would probably be a fox because basically, like everyone else said, I like to compromise and I don't like having 100% like winning all the time.
Yeah. I think there's a really a healthy quality in trying to listen to the person. I mean, do you think, let me ask Frank, do you think there's a time when you shouldn't give in at all? Are you there, Frank? Well, let me ask James.
I said I'm an owl.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, how come?
Because I like when everyone, like I like win-win situations, when everyone gets along and things go splendidly.
Yeah, it's nice if everybody can go away happy. James, what do you think you are?
I think it really depends on the situation. If it's about like things that I really don't know about, like if we're arguing about like math or something stupid like that, I'm usually a teddy bear. Like I don't really care that much. But like if it's something about like morally, like it's part of my morals or ethics, I'm either like a shark or a fox. It just depends on which one like is more like morally intensive or something like that.
Okay. All right, let me ask just a couple more people. Let me ask Phoebe and Tevin.
I would say I'm a fox because I like to talk out the problem and then like compromise the conflict.
Okay. All right. Tevin, what about you?
I thought I was more of an owl because I just thought even though sometimes it's like kind of impossible to get everybody to win, I feel like I'm always trying to find a way for them to for everybody to try to win, because otherwise I feel kind of bad for the person who is not able to has to lose or whatever.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I want you to think about with conflict is how do you do conflict? What do you think you're not as good at, and what you might want to change about your own style of dealing with conflict with people? Because if you just run away from them, that's not solving anything, right? It actually can make it worse, because then that person, you know, then they might go to somebody else and like, why is Easton so mad at me all the time? Or why? And then it just becomes a mess and it becomes crazy. Let me just share a Bible verse with you, because Jesus had a way that he did conflict with people. And I want you to just notice. So when I read this passage, I'm going to read it to you, and then I'm going to ask a couple questions to some of you who have had the chance to speak yet. Um, I want to read it. Tell me what you notice about how Jesus deals with conflict. This is from the book of Revelation, and he's talking to each church. And you know that Paul planted different churches around Asia Minor and places like that, and Paul would go. And this is a letter to the church in Ephesus. So this is from Revelation in chapter 2. And Jesus is talking. So I want you to notice how he kind of confronts this church. I know all the things you do. I have seen your hard work, your patient endurance. I know that you don't tolerate evil people. You have examined the claims of those who say they are apostles, but they are not. You have discovered they are liars. You have patiently suffered for me without quitting. But I have this complaint against you. You don't love me or each of you as you did at first. Look how far you've fallen. Turn back to me and do the works you did at first. If you don't repent, I will come and remove your lampstand from its place among the churches. But this is in your favor. You hate the evil deeds of the Nicolaitans, just as I do. Anyone with ears to hear must listen to the Spirit and understand what he is saying to the churches. To everyone who is victorious, I will give fruit from the tree of life in the paradise of God. Pratik, what do you notice about this in terms of Jesus confronting this church? Anything you notice about how he does it?
I noticed more that like I'd say he's I'd say he the way he like talks a little more, I'd say like straightforward maybe.
Yeah, he does. I mean, Josh Beckett, what does he say to them at the beginning of this passage? Basically,
He's like congratulating them on like working hard and like carrying out his works, I guess.
Yeah. So it starts with like, hey, you guys are doing really good. Great job. And you know how we're talking about conflict? Sometimes you have to affirm the person first for what you can affirm them for. But then there's a big but right in the middle of this, because then you see he tells them what their problems are. So this being the idea of being a tough leader is that you're able to speak the truth, but you're also being able to encourage them. And at the end, he gives them some hope. I will come and remove your lampstand is the warning, but this is in your favor. You hate the evil deeds of the Nicolaitans just as I do. So he kind of gives them hope. There's going to be a promise for them to give fruit from the tree of life. So he kind of does that. So I just wanted to highlight that for you guys to think about your own ways that you do conflict. Where do you need to grow in? Where do you need to maybe think about? Like for me, being a teddy bear, the problem is that I just let everybody else have their own way, which is not good. It's not good for me and not good for them. So I had to learn how to dialogue and listen and be in conflict together. All right, that's enough of that. We'll have one more little assignment about it tomorrow. So here's what I want you to do for the next 30 seconds. I want you to think about in your mind, what is a leadership quality that you admire most? Okay. I want you to think about that. You're going to need to write it down in a minute, but I'm going to give you 25 more seconds to think about that. Okay, almost done. Everybody have something in your mind? Okay, here's what I'm going to ask you to do. I have a little assignment for you today, and I want to show you what I'm talking about. I have this year given you pictures of leadership, like the iceberg, and telling you kind of what that means about leadership. So maybe you'll remember a picture, and that will remember a quality of leadership. So I'm going to have you guys today do your own picture. So the rest of the class, I'm going to have you do this, and then you can work on your virtual service project and your personal project. I want to show you an example from one of my other classes, and I'll show you a picture. Let me find one for you. No, that's not a good one. I'm going to find you a good one. let me share with you an example of what somebody did in my class yesterday. They found a picture about importance of leadership is working together in a team. So they found this picture online. You know, at the top is the boss telling what everybody else is supposed to be doing, and the bottom is the boss leading with the people. So for them, that was a really important quality of leadership. So there is an assignment that I want you to go in and find a picture that you like that would say what you feel about leadership, and then give me 3 reasons why that picture shows me about your quality of leadership. All right, so we're going to do that. And then when you're done with that, you can work on your virtual service project and get that finished. Remember, there's an assignment for you there. Or you can work on your personal project, and I'll be happy to answer questions. I'm here to support you as we go. All right, so do your picture first, and let me know kind of what leadership principle you think is important, and then we'll go from there. And I'm going to look at your pictures while you go, so while you turn them in. All right, Joshua, I like your picture. Good job. And I'll show you these tomorrow, what everybody comes up with.